Welcome to TriStar Digging. I appreciate you joining us today. I had a little trouble getting that one hydraulic hose hooked up, and I shut the camera off to try to figure out what it was. Ultimately, it was pressure on the line, on the stick of the excavator. And it just simply wouldn't go up because there's too much pressure on it. It wouldn't attach. But I'm going to show you something I learned, gosh, just not too long ago, 2 or 3 months ago, I suppose. And it's helped me get attachments hooked up a little easier at times. So what I found out by watching another YouTuber was you just simply turn the key to the on position. You don't start it, and it puts your electronics in function, gets them to working, and then you just simply engage your hydraulics like you would if you was going to use it. You do that, and then you come over to whatever you're having the trouble with, which was the thumb at that point, and you just roll that little rocker switch, or you move the controls with the engine being off, and it lets that pressure go. I didn't know that. I do now, and it works a lot better. So you try that when you have your hydraulic stuck with pressure on the lines and see if that'll work for you. All right, I believe we got the goat hooked up now, and got the hydraulic lines hooked up, and everything's in shape. We probably could stand to do a little bit of sharpening, but where I'm going, it's probably just a 2 or 3 hour job, and I think they're probably I think they're fine for what I'm going to do. I'm gonna go down to the riverbank here, and it is overgrown with vines and privet, invasive bushes and little invasive trees, and I want to trim that down back to the river's edge. And the main reason for that is so the grass can get established in there, and the cows can actually graze all the way down to the edge of the river. I've already pulled the fence out, and now that I've got that fence out, I don't know that I'm gonna put the fence back up, because those cows, and you'll see here in a minute, those cows are not going to go off that riverbank. So I think I'll forego putting the fence back up. The only thing I have to watch is little calves. Little calves get to playing or whatever, not paying attention, they will go off in the river. There's no telling what a little calf will do. The goat's spinning up good. Everything looks like it's gonna work, so let's go. Okay, we made it down here to the river now. I'll show you a little bit what we're going to do from here, really from right here all the way up through there. I've kind of kept that maintained and weed eated and whatever to keep that from growing so bad there. But down through here, this has just been growing up for years and years. My papa had cattle in here. The cattle would eat all grass all the way down to the edge of the riverbank there and kept this good and slick. And now that it's just been taken over with some invasive bushes and privet and vines, and you know, I've heard I Dig It For talk about vines before. I'm gonna get into some vines down there. I guess I'm gonna get my bath today on vines and see how that goes. Hopefully not too bad. Hopefully it'll chew it up and not get wound up, but I'm expecting bad stuff. But anyway, we're gonna clean all this up. I'm not interested in cleaning down below the bank, just to the edge of the bank's all I'm trying to do, and just get that kind of cleaned up and cleared off. And it's a pretty good ways down through there. I think the end of my property is right down in that corner right there. So let's get started on this, see how it goes. Been running there now for a few minutes, and this is what I'm looking for. Get all this cut down to the edge of the bank, and I'm leaving a barrier between the edge of the bank there and the river, so the cows will see that, and you know, there's no chance of them trying to get past that or get through that. So that's really what I'm looking for. And down here's where I started, and I got that trimmed down all the way down there as well. We'll just keep doing this all the way down, and probably what I'll do is come back with a brush cutter on the skid steer and get stuff like this between these trees where it's kind of hard to work that excavator through there, and chop up all this stuff. I can just run back and forth across this stuff with that brush cutter and chop all that stuff down. But this machine is doing a good job. The goat is working well on this riverbank. are making some progress. This is what I got done with the excavator, and I did clean off this one spot right here. I mentioned I wasn't gonna clean off none all the way down the river, but this right here would be a good fishing spot. And so I just cleaned out a little place right here, and the rest of it is looking pretty good. Now then, just to chop up all this loose stuff. I can do that a lot quicker with the skid steer and the brush cutter, so I'll bring that back down here probably tomorrow and whack all this stuff up. Well, I was telling you about clearing this place off for a fishing spot, and my battery went dead. So anyway, that's what that's for. And so in the meantime, I went and got the skid steer. So let's see if we can get this done. It's fixing to get dark, and we got to get a move on and get this cleaned up before it gets dark. Here we go. That didn't take too long. Got that done pretty quick, actually. Got all that cleaned up now. All that loose stuff is up here in the field. Of course, you saw me run over all that stuff. Got the fishing hole cleaned up good now, and worked around them trees and got all that cleaned up real nice. Take a quick walk down through here just a little ways and show you what that looks like when they ain't running 100 miles an hour in that skid steer trying to hurry. Okay, well, that's gonna finish up this job. I appreciate you watching. God bless you. Stick around for the message if you will. Thanks. Got that job finished up, and the goat did a good job cleaning up that riverbank jungle and brought in a little bit of backup there with the brush cutter and got that job cleaned up nice. I'm proud of how that turned out. It's going to function well for what I wanted it to. And in the message today, I want to talk about the hope that we have in what's to come for a Christian when there's no more pain and suffering and sorrow and death. But I want to mention one of the viewers and commenters to the channel. His name's Ed. He's from Chicago. And Ed, I know you're struggling. I know that you're having a tough time with your health and basically what you've said from the messages. And I just want you to know that I'm praying for you. And I know this life's a struggle for you and for other people. No doubt there are other folks watching this channel as well that are dealing with their own issues with health and sickness and troubles in this life. But I want to give you some encouragement and some hope that as a Christian, as a believer in Jesus Christ, this life isn't all there is. That we have a hope eternal in the heavens, in the life that is to come, and the promise that God has made us. So I want to read about that hope to you out of chapter 21, verse 4, and it says, "And God will wipe away every tear from their eyes. There shall be no more death, nor sorrow, nor crying. There shall be no more pain. For the former things have passed away." This is talking about a time period when this life is over, this world is gone, the new heaven and the new earth comes in, and that as a Christian, as a believer in Jesus Christ, we have this hope that there will be no more sorrow, death, crying, or pain. All the troubles from cancer and disease and sickness will be gone, that we have a home eternal in the heavens, living with God forever, and none of this is going to have an effect on us anymore. So I want to encourage you today that if you're in this situation, in almost a hopeless situation, you know that you can hope in God. You can hope in Jesus Christ and what's to come. If you're not a believer in Christ, I hope that you'll consider that. I hope that what I've talked about would encourage you to search out for yourself the truth of Jesus Christ so that you too can have this hope that I have and others have as a Christian. God bless you, and thanks for watching.